I actually showed you guys what really dominant control of the upper body looks like. And it was that first position I showed you where we step in with both legs and we pull ourselves chest over chest, okay? You can see guys like Gustavo Batista do this position a lot. And it's never really explained, but nobody ever seems to win this fight. And it's because I am keeping him out of my spaces of control. I am controlling his hips, his legs, by staying behind his knees, and that's going to be really important. We're going to talk about that in a second. And I am killing his upper body by pinning him flat and remaining chest over chest. Eventually, we're going to call this position something different, but we're not there yet. This is kind of level one of understanding the framework. It's really the basics of it, I think. And so, in this fight, just like we agreed earlier, until he gets to my hips or he creates distance, he is in trouble. If he scoots back and he gets here, I'm in trouble, right? He can get to my hips. If I'm here and he gets to my hips, maybe I open my space too much, watch how easily, go ahead, he moves me and he can start to beat me again, okay? So I'm winning that fight of control. And this is where we start to look at hand fighting. Okay, so what hand fighting is deciding on whether you need to be solving a problem with your hands or trying to control the person with your hands, okay? So for instance, if we're looking at behind the knees, this would be controlling behind the knees. If Richie starts to fight from this position, I have some control of him. He might scoot away eventually when he builds a frame, but I have some control just by sticking my hand there, right? We start to look at all kinds of other passes. We see them being behind the knees, especially as a way to control the pace of the guy that we're going with, right? But funny thing about behind the knees, you'll also notice that really high-level guard passers use it when they're dealing with double sleeve, collar sleeve, when they're dealing with lasso, okay? Any of the upper body dominant grip guards. Because if my job when I am on top is to use my hand fighting to solve problems, like he gains control of me and I push it off, or it is to start to accomplish control so I can pass the guard. If he gets double sleeve, it's almost like he's kind of super winning the hand fight, right? My ability to move my hands around and do stuff is very much dictated by where he wants my hands to be, okay? So I've lost the hand fight, but what I'll do in these positions is I exercise that same idea. I am trying to gain control. If he gets to my hips, I'm in danger. If I start to open up and you let him, look, from here, Richie's gonna hit basically whatever he wants in this position, but all of his offense is gonna be set up from getting that access to my hips. So let's combine some concepts, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at controlling and then using excessive distance. And we always think, and I always explain it to my students like this, behind the knees is the defensive control of the legs for guard passing. So right now I'm not behind his knees. Go ahead and move around, just show how much movement you have in this position, right? He can kind of move and move me so easily, okay? So now watch from here. I'm gonna start to get behind Richie's one knee, okay? Now move a little more. So he's got, oh man, he's using that leg, okay? So I'm behind his knee, maybe I'll go here. Go ahead, Richie, and start to fight with that. I'm staying behind his knee, staying behind his knee, staying behind his knee. I'm chest over chest. I'm staying here forever because this dude's flexible and I need to wear him out. But even if I start to get pushed away, look, maybe I'll go excessive distance. Maybe I'll stay behind the knees and just keep my chest out of his hips range. We see good guys do this little weird squat thing. All they're doing is they're getting their chest behind the hips, right? There's all kinds of ways to do it, but this way isn't right. I'm in danger here. Richie's gonna create space. He's gonna off balance me here, but watch. Chest behind, excessive distance. Now Richie goes to move me the same way. It's like easy for me to win this fight. And so then, if you can understand these ideas, that's where offense and defense come in, all right? So my hand fighting's job is then just to accomplish offense or defense.